fucking debt. Student loans got taken care of. That's why food got bought. Groceries for the house. Shit like that. A couple of clothes. I bought me a laptop.
Jody.
Yeah, that ain't blowing it.
How y'all doing tonight? Yes, you know what time it is? It is Tuesday. And you know what that means? It's time to spend with your favorite uncle and your favorite cousin.
Yo, welcome back to another lovely episode. First of all, this is a very special episode of Real Talk Tuesdays with your favorite cousin, Jody the Podcast King, and Uncle Pudge, what is that, Puppy Protector?
Yeah, the Puppy Protector.
Puppy Protector. Yo, I got two guests in the house, right? First of all, any day Miss Loli shows up, you know what I'm saying, is a blessed day for us. And I got two guests in the house tonight, two of my sisters in the house tonight. I got my girl Miss Tiffany and I got my girl Bree, and they're gonna come hang out with us tonight. But before we do anything else, I'm gonna let Miss Bree and Miss Tiffany introduce themselves and shout out their podcast. Miss Bree, introduce yourself and shout out your podcast for the people watching.
What it do? It is your girl Bree coming at you with the introduction, y'all. My name is Bree. I am from Jackson, Mississippi, but I reside in Memphis, Tennessee now. I have a podcast called Balance That Shit, because we all about balance out some shit. It touches on mental health in the Black community. We build each other up. I like to be nosy, so I ask, what's your story? I have segments like, what's your story? Share your story, calling out creators, and we just little stuff like that. And so I'm just here to change one mind at a time, and I hope to change somebody's mind one day, Not the audience.
We fucking love it right here. Miss Tiffany, tell us about yourself, introduce yourself, shout out your podcast.
What's up? It's your girl Tiffany. I am a new podcaster, and the name of my podcast is Tips Tuesdays. It is an inspirational podcast. It's a weekly inspirational podcast, and just to help motivate people to get through their day or their week, just to shed some positivity in the world, because Lord knows we need it.
Hey,
but I'm from Arkansas,
okay.
And yeah, that's what I'm doing right now.
Okay. Got you. I got you. So listen, thank y'all. We all about our sisters coming in and uplifting people. So, hey, we're gonna hit this intro and we're gonna get right back and we're gonna get it cracking. Let these letters hang out with us today.
But it's Tuesday, so you know what that means. It's Real Talk Tuesday with America's favorite uncle and cousin.
Listen, what they want. Listen, I'm a man of honor. I got to see it through, bro. This what they want from the jump. Young niggas throw weight on the pump.
I don't give a damn. I done went to people's houses on the first night and met them for the first time. Let me use your bathroom and take a damn shit. I don't care.
I'm gonna back you up on 99.99%. You right. I ain't hanging out with no ugly
ones, bro. Let me tell you. I told you, man. There's levels to this.
Oh, you talking about that girl? Man, fuck
that girl,
bro. Man, fuck that bitch, bro.
That's it.
Man, I love that intro every single time, bro. I love that intro. Yeah, and I seen y'all bopping. That song is by our boy Tony Otra, right? That's our brother Tony Otra. His music all out on all streaming platforms. So whatever Spotify, whatever you listening to, he is on it. And matter of fact, I want to play a little snippet of our boy's songs called "In My Soul" right now. So this is a little snippet, and check our boy out, Tony Otra.
Said I got that feeling and I just can't let it go. I can't see it. Somehow it still shows. I know there's time for me to find all alone. It was a feeling in my soul.
Gas up the black Suburbans, hop in the back while my driver take.
Yeah, so that's our boy Tony Ultra sold out now. And we got one more shout out, and I promise you're gonna get to it. You know, we've been promoting it for the last couple of weeks. Our first lady of Family Talk, Miss Cree, she got her book out. She had her interview last week. She got her book out today. So make sure y'all go check that out. All Things New is on Amazon. And if you want the audio of it, it is on Kindle, I think. Is it Kindle, right? I'm saying that right? Yeah, Kindle.
Yes, you're right.
Okay, it's on Kindle if you want the audio. If you don't want to read it, you want to watch the Kindle. So that is our girl, Miss Cree. So make sure you check out our interview on Miss Cree because it was a really good interview. And check out her book on Amazon, All Things New. Oh, shoot, hold on.
What's up, Nate? Shout out to Senior. Hey, Jimmy Senior. Ali, how you doing?
Oh, Nate, what's up, my brother Nate? Good evening, good evening. So let's hop into it while we got all our awesome guests on the show. This is what we call our this is wait, get right. Sorry. All right,
I feel you, Nate. I'm there with you.
I would say trying to get my life together on. Ain't we all, right? Ain't we all? So listen, this is our fan question of the week. We talked about a little something of it last week, but you know, somebody hit us with a fan question this week. So, you know, we figured we hit everybody with it. And since everybody is a parent or an uncle, because you know, world's greatest uncle over here, because I ain't got no kids.
World's greatest aunt over here, because I ain't got no kids. Ow.
That's right. We the cool uncle and auntie at the party.
I literally just bought my nephew an iPhone 11 today, put him on my phone line, and then that shit got stolen this morning.
Spoiled. I ain't gonna say nothing else. Spoiled. So our fan question goes like this: how would you react if your child told you they went through a traumatic experience, but later found out they lied about it?
Well, can I go first?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Well, my son is always lying. Like, I think he gets off online. I don't know. But I mean, it's been several times I told my son, I'm like, we ain't gonna believe you. You know, what they call the boy that cried wolf. Then nobody believe after that, you know, when he was a real trouble. So if my son was to go through a traumatic, you say go through something traumatic but lied about it?
Yeah.
Ooh, he probably feels some wrath because like it takes a lot for me to believe you. So if I find out later on you lied, then it's gonna be me and him.
All right, ain't no wrong. She said my boy always lying. Don't put my boy on blast. Don't put my boy on blast like that.
I'm just saying, man.
Miss Bree.
So, I don't know how to take that because I haven't lied like that, like to my parents, like, you know, when some shit happened. But I have had like somebody not believe me when a situation was occurred or whatever. I would like be like, "What the fuck you got going?" Like, I would explain to my child, this is not what we about. You're not finna lie to me or something because I'll take something so serious. And if you lie on certain stuff like that, how you gonna expect me to trust you in the future? Like, I would just simply sit down and let them know. But also be like, do that shit again. It's over with. Over with. I don't deal with that.
Not threatening bodily harm. Ain't no wrong with that. Ms. Lola?
Ain't no wrong with it.
Yeah, it's something that I've been trying to preach to my kids since they were little, but obviously we can't control what they do, especially once they get to a certain age. It doesn't matter how you raise them. Sometimes all those lessons just go out their mind. But it definitely depends on how grave the situation is and if there's other people involved. So because maybe there's apologies that are in order, restitution that's in order. So there definitely will be repercussions. and I match energy. So how it depends on how big it is. That's how big the punishment gonna be. But I'm very big on lessons and making sure they understand. So it'll, I try to, whatever it is, try to apply the situation to a lesson if possible.
So I think those are all very reasonable answers, and I don't have anything different from what anybody else said. I am in the same place. Like, you try to preach to them about how big honesty is in life, but a kid's gonna be a kid no matter what the age is. They're gonna do shit. They're gonna lie about dumb shit sometimes. So depending on the lie and how many other people it affect will be the outcome of the punishment. Because I'm with, I'm with Bree. There might be an ass whooping or two that need to be handed out because of this lie, especially if it costs somebody else something, and having to, it's just depending on what the situation would be, would depend on my reaction. But I'd be hella disappointed. It would be one of them things. It's like, come on, bro, we better than that. And it's like I would explain to them, you do realize like your lie can ruin somebody's career or life. So we're gonna very highly preach honesty in the situation, because it's like, my guy, you cannot go about lying, because it doesn't just affect you, it affects other people, it affects other people's families, it affects me, because at a certain age you might not even be able to be punished. So guess what? I'm the one that got to take that heat for your stupid ass lie. So it would definitely be a very, very huge teaching moment, and depending on the circumstances, what would be handed out. But I'm definitely like, hey, somewhere down the line, it's gonna be an ass whooping handed out somewhere about you out here lying about stupid shit. So take DA, my brother.
What's up, everybody?
What's going on, my man?
Cool.
What would your answer to the question be, my man?
Definitely, like you said, disappointment, and just depending on the dynamics. I mean, well, it's probably gonna be an ass whooping. Either way it goes, some form of punishment. You know what I mean? Because like, nah, we can't have that, because like, little, whether it be little, small or big, eventually those little lies, can grow into bigger ones. So yeah, we got some explaining to do. That's for certain, and it's probably gonna have to stand up for a little while, because that ass gonna be sore.
Hey, hey, so we all in agreement. Somewhere down the line, somebody gonna have to catch these hands on ass whooping. I'm loving it.
Yeah. That's in almost every situation for me.
It be like that sometimes.
Yo,
send us home. I know you got.
Chris, I got stories.
Chris says he wants an example.
Well, I'm gonna tell Chris an example. What if your daughter lied about being raped? Now, what is y'all answer?
I mean, it's just one of them things. I think that would have to go back to like that's like, we got to go talk to a therapist, because that's very serious. Like, what's going on that you would lie about something like that? Like, that's like therapy level. At that point, I can't even justify ass whooping, because that might be doing more damage than it did good. So at that point, something like that would be like that. We need to go talk to a therapist. We need to go see somebody. We need to go see somebody, about that, because it's just like my guy, like what happened with that. But I can give you a less example of one of my younger nephews was losing shit in school. You know what I'm saying? He left. Basically, it's like he left a Nike hoodie, he left a Nike hat. You know what I'm saying? He left his like Jordan jacket. He left it. He's being irresponsible. He left it, but he kept saying somebody kept taking it. You know what I'm saying? So now I'm like, we about ready to come to the school, and you already know how we is about our kids. You go ahead and call. We finna fight your mama. We finna fight your daddy, because you ain't gonna be bullying mine. So we about ready to come to the school and act a donkey. Come to find out, you just out here losing your shit. And I expect, you know what I'm saying? You lose a Nike jacket. You expect another 10-year-old to pick up that Nike jacket and hand it back to you? No, they got them a free Nike jacket. So with that situation, it's just like you got to deal with that accordingly. But I want to hear the story because I know you got one.
Oh man, dude, I told you, man. I know this chick, right? All right, I was dating this chick, and you know, I was crazy about her. Head over heels with her, you know. And I used to spend like every day with her. And it's one day, I forget why, I just didn't spend time with her. I was at home, I was with mother, doing something. I just didn't spend the day with her. So she was hanging around the fellas, my guys and them and stuff like that. The next day, she comes to the crib and she was like messed up about herself, you know, she was off. So I was like, what's wrong? You know, she could talk to me. She said she was raped by one of my guys. And then I was like, whoa, hold on now. What do you mean? You know, what happened? And then she had, I was like, man, I'm finna go handle this business. And then she said my brother was in on it. I was like, hold on now. No. My brother don't do shit like that now. So I already know this. So what's going on? So I go grab my brother. Look, man, what the hell actually happened? You know, like, he was like, man, look, she came over. You wasn't there. She was all up in Mikey's face and following Mikey around like a puppy dog. And he's like, you know how Mikey is. Excuse me. I was like, yeah, Mikey get down. I don't care. That's how Mikey live, you know. So Mikey apparently busted down. She gave it up. And she was afraid that they was going to tell me. So she fabricated a whole rape thing. And it was like, man, why would you play like that? Why would you lie like that? You know, like.
Sound like she need to see a therapist to me. Again, that don't make no damn sense.
You know, so that was like a whole big thing, you know, like going forward. I was like, never looked at it the same, you know, because if you lie about something that serious, man, you can lie about, you know, anything then. I'm like, this man, you know, if I wasn't one that didn't think, you know, and just reacted, you know, me and Mikey could have got into something that we didn't need to get into. You know, that's crazy, but rest in peace to him because he wound up dying a couple of years later due to sickness. But, you know, I never let that affect me and his relationship because I knew he was not in that order. And then, you know, she really lost, like I said, she lost me when she said my brother. I'm like, hold on, man. No, we don't do that. So we don't tell severe lies like that.
No, that's not cool. Well, RIP to the homie. And yeah, so we're gonna hop in some of these comments and then we'll switch over. So Amanda put, you know, she'd be disappointed and right, and the punishment would match the actions. I think I would have to communicate, compensate, and yeah. She a bust and tried to get out of it. That's man, look, if you gave up something, man, just be honest about the shit, man. That don't.
I mean, for real.
That don't need to be. That don't make no difference.
Oh man.
That's tell you, but hey, remind me to stay away from females you was hanging out with, because goddamn. God,
man, she 45 now. She grew up a lot, so I know she was, when this happened, we were 17. You know, you got to think that the young mindset. Now she ain't doing that anymore.
I hopefully. Jesus. So we're gonna switch over to this week's hot topic. You know, we pick some. I'm starting a new trend, so it's gonna be a hot topic every week to keep up with the current events out here in these streets. And so on this week's hot topic is we finally gonna talk about Kim and fucking Kanye. You know what I'm saying? And we want to honestly talk about a little bit of the side where it's kind of not funny because we laugh, we make a lot of jokes, but at the end of the day, we really do need to discuss the fact that Kanye West is basically stalking this girl. And if a female relative had a nigga acting like Kanye West do, bro, you would have to see me on some real shit. Like, you would have to see me on some real shit. Like, I'm stepping in. You're not buying. Like, you're not going to be in the house next to you. You're not going to be all the cryptic messages he's sending out on the social media. He is basically stalking this woman because he's mad, right? Like, and he's getting away with it because of his name and his brand. So, like I want to discuss, like, why this is not funny in certain ways, because it's really not. Like, he's stalking her, and it's cool. And he kind of needs to grow the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? Like, dude, you're a grown ass man. Grow the fuck up. Like, you know, why is she gone? And it's not also is she gone, but she's publicly moved on to the next nigga. Like, that is gone, and that's it. You know, so I want to hear y'all takes on him and his antics and action on that situation. Miss Bree, you got something to say?
Well, you know, okay, so, you know, I talk about mental health a lot, right? And I feel like people shouldn't joke about it as much because I feel like the nigga is really going through a mental breakdown. Like, y'all see, like, if you look at, because I've been following Kanye for a very long time. I'm an old Kanye type of fan. And if you following like what he went through, like after he lost his mom and stuff like that, he doesn't take stuff like that well. So you have to be aware and of when people show that type of signs and stuff. But another thing is, why the fuck he all on Kim when he going around showboating with this other bitch? Like, you gotta pick and choose. You can't acquire wolf but then be the one killing the wolf. So
I mean, I didn't even think about it like that. I didn't even cut you off. I didn't think about it like that. Like, not also is you crying about Kim, but you went and got a knockoff Kim Kardashian lookalike. You went and got a bitch that look exactly like Kim, but you out here crying about you want your wife back. How you crying about you want your wife back and you hanging out with a bitch that look just like her? Damn, I didn't even think about it like that.
But it's like one of those things you just pray and hope it gets better. I mean, for what he can be. Right. But Kanye know what he's doing. I feel like they know what the fuck they're doing. You in the spotlight, and you're gonna do everything it takes to get some views. Like recently, he posted that with North had those 3 little pins on there, and Kim was like, "Dude, you was just over here this morning. Like, stop doing all that. It's only so much you could get for attention, but you're gonna get the attention you seek. And you out there looking for that attention, you're gonna get it. So if you want it, hey, do you, my nigga? But look, just know that's not how I go about, but I can't control it because I'm damn sure ain't living his life. He damn sure ain't living mine because he'll be pitiful if he was. But if that's the case, they just need to chill the fuck out. Kim doing what she needs to do. She doing what she needs to do. She moved the fuck on with a wiggle. And hell, living their best life.
Now, I will say this. I did see somebody's comment about the kids. We're gonna touch on that. That's gonna be a separate subject. We're gonna touch on the kids in the situation because at the end of the day, with all the bullshit Kim and Kanye, bro, the kids are the victims in this, not you two grown ass. The kids are the victims in this. Yes. So we're gonna touch on that too. But Lola, what's your take on that? Because I feel like he's baby back stalking this girl and he needs to knock it the fuck off. Oh wait.
Her and the issue that I see with this is other men aren't checking him in his circle And that's, if I had one ask for every person that roam this earth, is check your friends when they're out of order. And make sure that you hold them accountable when they're being lame or flawed. Because everyone around him is like, oh, he's just trying to be a good dad. There's ways to go about actually trying to be active and mourning, because when you end a relationship, whether you end it or not, whatever, it's a mourning process. But it doesn't give you an excuse to make someone else's life miserable. It doesn't give you an excuse for you to be a bad human being, especially when you have those resources. It's not like he's some regular guy who can't afford therapy sessions. He's very capable. So at this point, he's just willing to participate. I saw a video of The Game, and like a whole bunch of guys rapping the lyrics to one of their songs together. And I was mortified. I'm like, look at all these grown ass men acting like broads. Like, make it make sense. And it's not because they're trying to promote music. No, it's just a bunch of just mad, sad, and they acting like bad bitches. Like they were giving bad bitch vibes. It was too much for me personally. So it's like, come on, man, start checking your circle, because my homegirls out of girl, if you don't sit the fuck down, you making us all look bad.
Exactly.
But they ain't really, that's who you know, who really for you and who really not, because they gonna a motherfucker on the street gonna let you do whatever you want to do. Somebody care about you gonna actually check on you.
Yeah, and all The Game saw was an opportunity to get on the chart, because he ain't had a record since '99. So he was thrilled at the opportunity.
I just want to say, first of all, I don't take anything credit that nigga say. The Honesty Game, aka Jason, is probably one of the biggest fuck boys out there walking this god green earth. Like, nigga, how you pander to women 1 minute, but then you dissing women next? Like, you got a whole song talking about bitches is gold diggers, but you out here telling niggas that they should pay all the bill. Like, man, let's not get me started on that sellout fuck ass nigga right there. I can't stand his nigga. But you know what, Lola, you's right, because that little group was giving me bad bitch vibes, and I'm like, Game, you a fuck nigga that just, like, let's not act like you ain't just have to pay a bitch $1.2 million on an accused assault charge, sexual assault charge. Like, let's not act like you ain't do that. And Trey, like you was popping back in the day, but boy, no, let's not act like you got like 4 bitches right now accusing you of rape and pissing on them. Okay, like
literally,
what in the R. Kelly is going on here? Boy, stop it, I say.
Yeah, that it looked like a City Girl video. It looked like a City Girl video, and they were all City Girls.
Stop talking about us, Miss Tiffany. What's your take on this Kanye and Kim situation? Does he need to chill out, or is he not doing nothing?
I say he needs to chill out, and I'm coming from a, I guess, divorce aspect. But the more you sit up here and act out and act crazy with me, it makes me not want to even deal with you, period. You're not going to be around my kids, that kind of stuff. Because, like, if you can't even respect yourself first enough, no, you're not going to be around my kids, because I'm not going to introduce my kids to that attitude that you got going on. Because what they see is what they later on enter. That's what they act out. So just from that aspect, yeah, he need to chill out with all that, you know, whether you rich or not. Like, no.
100% agree. Not DH. I know you ain't really up on the latest gossip news, but I mean, from what you can hear, Kanye just doing a lot of extra fuck shit, and a lot of people, even myself, kind of is chalking that up. Like, bro, you kind of stalking her, bro. Like, let that girl.
Yeah. So basically, banking off what y'all saying, I agree with what Lola said. The homeboy, like, when it boils down to it, bro, it's just some things that a man should never do, because it just gives like chick vibes. You know what I mean? Like, it's just some things that you just gotta, like, it's just female. It's just you know what I'm saying? You just don't do it. I know I know a lot of times, like, okay, like for his sake, the first thing he may holler about that he not concerned about what Kim do, he concerned about his kids or whatever. And a lot of times what happens is the kids be used as a crutch. You know what I mean? And it really has nothing to do with them. It's really all about the woman. And I'm not saying that's Kanye's situation. Being with your children. So all that right there that he's doing, the stalking, yeah, that's giving real chick vibes. And I don't mean like there's all female stalking, nothing like that. But I'm just saying, like, to that degree, you acting like a little girl. Whatever issues there is, whatever issues are going on, just handle it for your kids. He should have one concern when it comes to Kim, and that should be his children, nothing more.
I mean, I absolutely 100%. We're gonna hit some of these comments, and then we're gonna let Aunt get into it. So, honestly, when he says, "Is he really stalking?" I believe he is. It's a point, because stalking isn't just like popping up at people's house. It's harassment via text message. What's up, girl?
What's up?
It's harassment via text message. It's harassment via Instagram, like social media. And Kanye is a public figure, so every single time they have a conversation, he's kind of putting the conversation out for the public to see. Like, my nigga, these conversations aren't really supposed to be in the public. So like, keep that shit between you and your baby mama. So it is that situation. Chris put, Kanye has mental health issues that haven't been taken care of, and that is a fact. That's big facts. Like let's not get, Kanye has mental health issues. Just because he's well articulated when he speaks doesn't mean this nigga's not still going through it mentally, because he is. Like, Kanye, sometimes you listen to him and it's just like the shit he says is just like, boy, where are you coming from with this? So that's the thing. Amanda talked about the bigger pictures, the children, absolutely. And we're gonna talk about that another day, about how the kids are suffering more than him. Let's see. It's Niecy says, "Where's her brother?" Because baby, his motherfucker gotten beat up a long time. Yeah. Like I said, if that was my like daughter, niece, sister going through some shit like this with a nigga, bro, you would have been saw me. You would have been walking out. You would have been walking to your car at work, and you would have seen a black Jeep pull up on you. Like, hey, my nigga, let me holler at you right quick, bro. About to get back on some power shit. Let's see. Hold on. Trying to get through these comments. Yeah, Ali got a good point. People that think this is dad behavior have a weird way of interpreting bad behavior. Ooh, shit, yes. Like, if you think Kanye is only protecting his kids, no, there's a lot of self-interest in the shit that he's doing with Kim. This kids, it's a lot of self-interest. Just remember, the media puts out what they want. People don't know what's truly going on. You're right. The media does put out what they want. So when you read those headlines, right, that is media perception. But I'm gonna tell you this: when Kanye West tweets, that's not media.
That part. That part.
I won't dig in too much of the headlines on the situation. But when that nigga tweets, that's that nigga, and that's unfiltered. That's not media perception. That's Kanye West. But I do not listen to the headlines about the shit, to be honest with you, because the shit is like weird. And Niecy said every time he acts out, he says he's doing it for the kids, but it's all he's doing to make Kim look. Yeah. Like I said, it's Kanye West saying he's doing this for the kids, and I get it. I understand. The last thing he said was he was upset that his daughter was like wearing makeup and doing TikToks without his permission, and I can get how you would be upset with that. But looking at who Kim Kardashian is, she's forever in the public fucking eye. So are you really surprised that Kim Kardashian has her child doing TikToks with makeup on? Now, I understand as a father, you don't want your daughter out there being extra grown, but she's a little girl doing makeup with her mom. It's not that big of a fucking deal, bro. It's not. Now, if it was a little boy, I can understand you being pissed. But it's a freaking girl. She's acting like her mom. She's being extra like her mom. Her mom is Kim fucking Kardashian. She's the most extra. So her doing a TikTok video singing a song about her loving an emo girl. Like, that child doesn't know what the fuck she's singing. She's just singing a popular TikTok song and she's putting makeup. It's not that big a deal, bro. Let it go. Let it go. Let's see here. I mean, it's one thing putting information out on. Yeah, like I just said, Amanda said the same thing. He's the one putting the fucking information out on the internet, so it's not a media perception thing. He's the one putting the information out there on the internet. So, like, there ain't no misinterpreting what the hell he said, nigga. You tweeted it. You put these tweets out there. Like Kanye West, you are the one making these 10-minute videos of you talking. Nobody else is doing these videos but you. So that media misinterpretation of that. It's like, bro, you're the one doing this. This is a good one. Kanye hasn't been the same since his mom died. Everybody clearly knows his mental issues. So instead of trying to get him help, we dog him out. Understand this. I'm pretty sure, right, that somebody down the line is trying to get Kanye West some help. And it's one of them things where losing a parent, fortunately for me, I haven't lost a parent, but there's people out there who have lost parents. That's honestly one of the hardest things to go through, and that can bring a certain mental trauma, and that changes your life on like a lot of spectrum. So yeah, he probably hasn't been the same since his mom died, but the problem is he knows he should be getting help, and he knows that what he's doing is wrong. He knows it's wrong because so many people have told him. That's why him and Jay-Z fell out, because it's like, bro, you acting out and it's not okay. So to a certain degree, Kanye West knows exactly what the fuck he's doing, right? And we're letting him do it, and he's getting away with it because he's Kanye West. Because if it was anybody else doing it, it would have been a consequence to his action. So he knows what he's doing. He's just not in his right mind when he do it in. And I'm like, Lola, 1,000%. You need to talk to your motherfucking homeboys that are around you. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like your homeboys are letting you do it. The people that are around you letting you do it. And for the fact that he just dropped a fucking documentary that netted some nigga $30 million, okay? Because they paid that boy $30 million to drop that documentary on Netflix, just goes to show you that he doesn't really have people in his corner, because they're letting you go out and be crazy. And it's almost like the people that are supposed to be your friends are benefiting off your actions per se. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, bro, Kanye, you got to do better. And Kanye's people around him have to do better in a big certain sense, because it's like, bro, you're acting out and nobody's checking you. And they're not checking you because you're trending, and it's more media, money, and entertainment for other people. You know what I'm saying? It makes for a good story. So when Kanye West drops an album, now you got all this bullshit drama behind it. So not just Kanye. The people that are probably should be in Kanye West's corner are probably benefiting more off his mental illness and the bullshit that he's going through, and that's probably why they're not checking that man like they should. Honestly, yeah, I do think it's a big. Ali says I do think it's a big deal. To be honest, I would not select women that needs attention to fuel her. I mean, both people are. Yes, we all know Kim's an attention-seeking person. I mean, like, come on, who she is. But at the end of the day, she's not the one tweeting crazy shit. You know.
That's what I'm saying. My thing is, and I do not accept the mental health excuse for shitty behavior. I do accept that it's valid, and I accept that people have to cope with it and deal with their treatments however they may need. And now I don't accept shitty behavior as an excuse. And I think that it's dangerous whenever we see somebody acting an ass and we go, oh, his mental health. No, he's a shitty person, has been a shitty person for a very long time, just doing shitty shit. And that's my thing. My thing is, yes, I'm sure we all have first of all, we all have mental health, and we all have mental health issues or tribulations or whatever the case may be. What may seem minor to somebody else is major to somebody else based off of how they grew up. So traumatic experiences are subjective, but being a shitty person is just being a shitty person. He's being a shitty person. And somebody used to say, chill out, you're being a shitty person. But instead, everybody goes, oh, he's having an episode. No, that doesn't give an excuse.
100%. So here's the thing.
Can I say so?
Go ahead, Miss Bree.
I totally agree with you, because you can't use that as an excuse all the fucking time. And this is somebody that has mental health disabilities. And you can't, because when it's gonna get tired, like when that excuse gonna run out? How you can't continue to grow like that, because then you stuck, man, because power is in the tongue. You keep talking about something, yeah, that's this, yeah, that's just mental health, yeah, that's just this, yeah, that's this, that's my excuse. Fuck no, then your whole life is just gonna become an excuse. And people not gonna start taking you serious, like at all, point blank. You have to start taking up for your actions and actually, okay, maybe, yeah, I fell short around this time, but I know I'm gonna get better. But like I said, Kanye got money to go get the help that he needs. He's smart enough to know what the fuck he's doing, because everything is recorded, everything is taped, everything, they film everything, so you can go back and look at your own self. If you don't know what the fuck you did, you always go back. It's next door.
And then the kids should be his reason why he should go and get the help, because like I said before, they're looking at him, and later on they'll act out the same thing. He should be going and getting his mental health checked so that he can stop that within his tracks. Because like I said, the kids are going, either they're going to choose to act like him, or they're going to choose to act the opposite way. So the kids should automatically be the reason why he goes and gets some help. He has every resource at his fingertips to do it. So go do it. Yeah.
One thing we like to preach around here, and it is our biggest word, we say it all the time: accountability. You need it. That's the one thing in life. And Chris says he probably has a bunch of yes men around him. He can do no wrong with them. That is it. What is your take on this messy ass situation, so we can move on?
Well, I don't know what's wrong with dudes. I mean, I'm a dude. I wouldn't mess with man one of them bitches, because every time a dude mess with them, they lose their damn mind. I mean, seriously, you look at the men who mess around in their family. Bruce is number one. Once I just saw that, now I can't fuck with none of y'all. Y'all done flip the whole dude into a chick. I mean, that right there will tell you whatever they got between their legs is dynamite, because they got mouths out here losing it. I mean, but think about it. This man literally dressed up as a bush and was outside this woman's house. Hey man, I wouldn't mess with that bitch no more. I'll go see some withdrawal. He needs some 12 steps, because that cootie was good. I ain't never thought I would dress up as a bush and try to play like I'm part of the landscaping. That's some dangerous shit, man. That's crazy. I mean, she done drove that dude. You seen him at the Super Bowl looking with the little ski mask on with a hole this big and paid $40,000 for a seat.
Looking dumb as fuck.
I mean, dude, she got this man out here. I should call her Blue Magic, because she a brand of heroin that is out here hot.
Listen.
She got this man addicted to something. He is gone. I mean, if he out here doing shit like this, then that man might be capable of duct tape and motherfucking roping her ass and taking her off into the desert. Because people, man, dude, somebody need to grab a hold of this dude. Him, Tristan Thompson, Scott, all of them. Lamar Odom, that motherfucker OD'd and died for his chick. I mean, in a brothel. These chicks is driving dudes bananas. I mean, Miles Austin was lucky he got the fuck out. Reggie Bush got out, so they got saved. The rest of them who stayed in, man, they lose their wig, man. It's scary. Whole damn family, nutballs.
Look.
Yeah. And everybody who you named who escaped, they had strong people in their corner who I know are holding them accountable.
100%. And for Tristan Thompson, not to get on like the tabloid scene, but boy, this nigga need to stop having fucking kids, bro. Guys, stop having kids with all these side bitches. Tristan Thompson needs to stop having fucking kids. Like, cause you keep having kids and these bitches keep wanting $40,000 a month for child support. Like, boy, stop it. Knock it off.
As they should.
Stop it, Lola. We are not promoting that. Stop it.
Oh, okay. My bad.
Let's knock it off.
Don't no kid need 40 G's a month.
I'm
just tell you that right there.
Because if you was with me, you'd have spent 40 G's on them every month.
No.
I mean, hey, I say that until I get a rich bitch pregnant. Now I'm gonna look like, bitch, I need that Tristan Thompson 40 G's a month over here. Okay, I need to support our kid.
I'm telling you.
Okay.
A motherfucker in a minute.
But seriously though, if Kanye wanted to replace Kim Kardashian, he can go buy a sex doll. They got the same amount of plastic inside of them. But you know.
Oh Lord have mercy.
Yeah, that's neither here.
Less back talk, right?
Let's the same amount of plastic and less back talk. You got it. So listen, we're gonna switch over to our real talk scenario of the week, right? And this is a good one. I think we've all kind of been here. We're gonna let our newcomer, Miss Keisha, go first on this one, right? Unmute your mic so we can hear you.
My bad.
Yeah, you good. So we're gonna let our newcomer hit this subject first. So here's the scenario. You go out to Roof Chris with 8 of your friends, and the bill comes out to $1,050. Do you split the bill or do you pay for what you ordered?
I mean, I guess it depends. It depends on what everybody orders. So like if we doing all the split and everybody spent about the same, that's fine. But like I know me. Like if I go out to eat, I've never been a buffet kind of person. I don't want nothing. I hardly eat. So if I went in there and I only spent like $60, no, I'm not splitting. That's a no for me. I'm gonna pay my part, leave a tip or gratuity or whatever, and then that's that. If they want to split the bill because they all ate about the same amount, that's fine. But I'm gonna pay my part and I'm dipping out. Like that's it. I'm not splitting the bill if I didn't spend the same amount of money as everybody else. I mean, I got friends that do that too. They go out and let's split the bill. No, ma'am, you spent $55 and I spent $15. It's not gonna work that way for me. So yeah, I wouldn't be doing that now.
That's on motherfucking gay. So I'm gonna go next. I am going to back you up 1,000% because let's I'm gonna get this now. You go to Roof Chris. First of all, if I go to Roof Chris, you already know. If you know me well enough to know, you know I'm bougie. So what the fuck you think I'm finna order? The steak. Which one you think I'm finna order? The fucking porterhouse. And what you think I'm getting with that? A potato and some truffle black mac and cheese. All right. I know my bill finna hit about $1.50, $1.60. And I don't feel like anybody else should have to pay for my bougie bullshit. Because when I'm telling waiter, when you bring me my steak, might as well bring me a to-go plate. Yes, I asked for a to-go plate because I spent all this money on this food. I'm taking some of this shit with me. I'm cutting my steak in half. I'm cutting that potato in half. And I'm taking half of that mac and cheese. And I'm politely, well, that's after I get my picture first. You got to tag the spot, let a bitch know you at Roof Chris. Don't fuck with broke bitches. You know what I'm saying? Because I got my tax money back, so I ain't never needed nobody for shit. You know what I'm saying? That is what it is. But I don't expect nobody else to pay for my shit. That's my food. Like I'm not expecting you to pay for my food because, like Key said, this person might have had just a salad. This person might have had just a couple pieces of seafood. But what I ain't doing is paying for the drunk bitches' drinks. Now, bitch, you don't order 4 $20 drinks. I'm not paying for that. I don't drink alcohol, so I'm not paying for your 8 $20 drinks. I'm not paying for your shrimp cocktail. I'm not paying for your extra ass drink just so you can take a picture of the same drink. Because bitch, I see you take that picture in color, and I also see you take it in black and white, like you had 2 different drinks. Like, don't try to play me like that, okay? I'm not paying, and it's like, and I'm not paying for your shit, and I'm not paying for you bringing somebody else, and they ain't even got no fucking car. Like, oh, little bro, this bitch walked in with no fucking purse. What the hell is she finna swipe? She finna cash app us some shit? Like, nah, stop playing with me. Stop playing with my top, because all I'm saying is you take bitches and motherfuckers to nice restaurants and all of a sudden they get real broke, bougie, and cheap on you. And I'm not doing that. So for me personally, I'm paying for my own shit. Waiter gonna be like, how we splitting the check? Bring me a check for mine. And if I brought somebody, then I'm gonna pay for theirs. Like, hey, bring me a check for me and my shorty. Like, bring me a check for us. So I'm not paying for, this. Now, here's the thing though, right? Here's where it gets a little complicated. Now, if we're going out for somebody's birthday, let's say we go to a birthday dinner, you know what I'm saying? And this is my boy Telly's birthday. You know what I'm saying? I'm be like, look, Tell, I got you. You know what I'm saying? This is what we're gonna do. You break that check down, and whatever Telly dinner costs, we're gonna split it between all of us, right? So if it's 8 of us in Telly, I want my check and I want 1/7 of Telly's check, right? Because we should all pay for his dinner because it's his motherfucking birthday. And this is why I don't hang out with broke ass friends, because I'm not why I gotta pay. I'm not doing that. That's why I don't hang out with broke people, right? I don't date Walmart sheep bitches, and I don't hang out with broke people. We know this already about me. On game, all the time, not doing it. So me personally, I'm paying for what I got, and I'm paying for whoever I came with. I'm paying for your shit too. If I invited you out to a fancy restaurant, we're gonna have a pre-discussion like, hey, can you afford this? I mean, I got you for a little bit. All right, cool, bet. I tell you what, I'll pay for both our bills. You just cash out me what you can pay for. If I invited you out, I'm gonna take care of you. But if I didn't invite you out, you know what I'm saying? I'm not paying for your shit. Now, as a good friend, I'll pay for your food so you don't get embarrassed. But you know me, I'm Loan Shark Jody, so you're gonna have to pay me back with interest on this shit afterwards, because that ain't cool. So that's how I'm rocking with it. Tiffany, how you handling the situation, Tip?
Now I don't know this restaurant that y'all talking about.
You know, Ruth Chris?
This is my thing. You know where you was going, and you said 8 people.
Yeah, 8 people, and the bill came out to $1,050.
9 times out of 10, them 8 people know you, and they know you're not about to be paying for their food. So, like, we need to all come in agreement when we first get through the door. Everybody, we paying for your own food. Period. Because I'm a cheap person myself, and I'm not about to be paying for nobody else. Like, if 9 times out of 10, I'm at this restaurant to blow off some steam or to celebrate something, and I'm just gonna pay for myself. And that's just it with me. Yeah, I'm not paying for everybody else. No.
That's okay.
Especially you said $1,000. No.
That's like 150 each person. We're not doing that.
Yeah,
no.
like I'm not even about to order up $150 worth of food. So no.
That's okay. My homegirl Annie says, depending on the situation that we celebrate. If we just go out, I'm paying for myself. If we celebrating something special, I don't mind splitting. See, that's the type of friend you need in your life. That's that good heart, good soul. That ain't split shit. I'm gonna split your wig. You try to play me on this check. That's what I'm splitting.
Right.
Like, that's a good friend right there. You need more friends like Annie, because baby, I ain't splitting the damn thing.
You know, I'm like you now. If it's like, you know, we celebrating a birthday, and you know, I'm like, hey, you know, I got this on they tab or something like that, but I'm still not paying for everybody else.
Right.
You know?
So Nisi saying the same thing. I would pay for somebody else's food if we celebrate a birthday or celebrate something.
Yes.
But as far as the whole table, nah. What about the rest of these people? Fuck these people. They work just like I work.
Exactly.
Like, hey, first thing out my mouth, well, you know, kids expensive. The fuck? But Jody, you ain't got no kids. Mind your business. Okay?
Y'all know gas high. You got me fucked up.
Hey, sir, I'm certified stepdaddy. You don't know my life.
Life is expensive right now. So
all right, hey, I can't afford it because of these motherfucking gas prices.
Man, what? Cannot.
That's
Ms. Lola.
Yeah, for the most part, if we're at a restaurant where they split the bill, we're gonna split the bill. Me and my crew. And like you said, if it's somebody's birthday, we're not dividing it by 5, 6, 7 people. One of us usually picks. Usually our birthdays are extravaganzas, so it's usually a multi-day event. So we just pick. Yes. So one of us cover dinner, the other one cover club and drinks, the other one gonna cover whatever activity. So it always works out evenly. Now, in the instance where you go to a restaurant where they do not split the bill, you almost are forced to figure out what you guys are going to do as a unit. So that is something that you need to discuss beforehand. Usually it's going to be an upscale restaurant, so usually the bill is going to be $150 or better anyway. And in that situation, I don't care if we split it evenly, because I'm not about to bust out my calculator and get into all that. And we got to figure out this, and somehow we $20 short, and somebody failed math in high school, and I'm just not engaging in those type of activities in the middle of the night. If I go out to eat with somebody, it's somebody I care about, so I don't mind if I pay for 2 of your drinks or whatever. But to be clear, my preference is for me to pay for me and my mouth and my belly. That's my preference. But I will take one for the team, because I only break bread with people who I care about. I don't engage in dinners with folks I don't really care about. So
and that's a fair assessment. Now I'm with you on the be clear tip, right? If we all walked into this agreement to splitting this bill, I think that it is on you to be responsible enough not to be like on some like order some extravagant shit. You know what I'm saying? Because like,
oh, and if I see you running that shit up, I'm gonna run my shit up. We're gonna both run that shit up. We gonna run that shit up. It's gonna be who can outrun who in this motherfucker. I'm gonna be buying shit for my kids back at home. We could do this. But that's why I decline birthday dinners. Like, I have acquaintances. I always decline those birthday dinners, because you're not gonna put me in an awkward scenario with your homegirls and them. Like, I know I'll pay for your food because you're the birthday person and I know you, but I don't know your homegirls. I don't know how they get down. And that the videos that you've seen circulating, you'll never catch me in that scenario, because I'll decline.
We're not doing that. Like, I don't hang out with people like that. We ain't finna fight over no food. But I will agree to that. Like, bro, if you know that you got $50 for this dinner, don't be ordering a lobster and 2 drinks, knowing that you can only contribute 50. Like, bro, if you gotta pull $50 out of your savings and put it in your check-ins to afford this dinner, don't be ordering a fucking lobster. You know you couldn't afford this shit. Don't order a lobster, my nigga. Don't do that. Don't do that at all. Like, that's disrespectful. How you?
Let me tell you. So I always ask questions first. You know, where we going? What the menu look like? How much money you got? You know, because if I tell you, hey, let's go over here to this spot right over here, and you know, people like, I ain't got money for that. I ain't asked you all that. I said, do you want to go over here at this place? I got you. You don't get that from me? Yeah. We can be sitting there and he talking about we're going to split the bill. What you doing? I'm locking my bank card. That's what I'm doing. We ain't splitting shit. I had 4 croutons and a bottle of water. My shit 25, 35 cents. I ain't finna pay for your shit. Matter of fact, if you want me to pay for your shit, okay, when that EBT get turned on, I'm coming to your house on that day and we finna divvy up some groceries then. Shit. I need that back. I ain't out here balling. I don't even give a damn if it's tax time. I get $18,000. I'm cheap. I ain't buying shit. That shit staying in my damn bank account. I mean, like I said, I don't mind. If I invite you out, cool. I'm gonna do that for you. If it's somebody's birthday, I got them, because I don't think anybody should pay on their birthday. Anybody else, if I say you come out and then you invite your two buddies, who the fuck are they? Like, oh, they coming with? I hope they got some cheese, because guess what? When that bill come, here, swipe this card. I'm getting up and walking the fuck out once I pay for what I gotta pay. Y'all gonna be sitting there doing some dishes or something. I'm not paying for the meal. Man, where you going? I'm finished. Bank card locked. Dig. Ain't nobody taking nothing else, man. For real, that shit is crazy. I can't believe people do that.
People do that. That's so everybody has a valid point. So for certain people, because we all have our good friends, right? I got you. If I invite you out, it's your birthday, I got you. But like, you start somebody I don't know walk in. Oh, who the fuck paying for their food? I ain't splitting with this person. I don't know him like that. I don't know, you know what I'm saying? It's like, bro, we all grown. We all got our handful of friends. We all got our selected group of people we fuck with on some real shit. Don't be bringing in no strangers. Like Drake said, no new friends. And I'm gonna tell you this. Listen, I'm gonna tell you right now, right? Then my boy Chris right here. He been my best friend for like 15 years. I am so horrible with him because
I'm the type of friend that like, hey Chris, we should get a good steak for your birthday. And he was like, hey, that's cool. Where you want to go? And then I show up at that nigga house with 2 steaks. Like, we coming to your house. I want you to cook these steaks for your birthday.
Oh my gosh. So
listen though. I love steaks. I love steaks, right? I love a good steak. And I've been to so many steakhouses, and I have a steakhouse ranking, right? As far as I'm concerned, my best friend has the 3rd best steak that I've ever had. The only steak that topped his steaks were Fleming's and as a Texas cattle house that was in St. Pete, and they moved that motherfucker. A Texas like cattle house. That was like a straight up steakhouse where they butcher in the steakhouse. His steak is number 3. I love his steak, so I am all for, like, I will cash app him. Like, hey, bro, here's $100. Get us some good steaks, and I'm coming to your house to eat. Like, I'm that friend. I'm horrible.
Well, when you cooking steaks again? Because I'm a steak girl. Chris, I want a steak.
She want a steak.
I will buy my own steak. Y'all ain't gotta talk about me on the next show. I will buy my own steak.
Cause I'm gonna talk. Hey, I bet not catch you at Turner's Donut. I don't know my boy ain't buy you a steak, and I caught you at Turner's Donut.
Mind your business. Mind your business.
Straight up. So Amanda said, I go out with friends and couples, put the bills on their card, and we say, okay, you know what I'm saying? That's fine. That is okay. You know, everybody split money and whatnot to get the steaks, get everything done. To the ones you see on the videos, the ones planning to eat big and know themselves and normally don't order chicken. Right. That's the part that be kind of pissing me off. Like, bro, you know you ordered, like, bro, you normally order chicken tenders. You normally ain't got no money to go nowhere. Now all of a sudden we splitting the bill. Now all of a sudden you eating like Rick Ross. What the hell is up with that? What's good with that, my guy? So that's that. So that's our real talk scenario. So we're gonna hop into our next topic. This kind of heavy, right? So don't nobody get offended, but we keeping it real, right? Probably call it real talk. Is body positivity promoting an unhealthy society and taking away accountability from weight-related problems? Let me say that again. Is body positivity promoting an unhealthy society and taking away accountability from weight-related issues and health problems? So let me guess. I'll go first. As a person, as I see up on this panel, I see my black and my brown people. And one thing we all got in common is we fucking like seasoning. And all that seasoning is salty. So everybody on this panel is prone to getting high blood pressure. We all like, we all like our sweet shit. We all like our salty shit. So, I personally think, fuck yes. As a black man dealing with my black peoples and my brown peoples, we have to do a better job at watching what we eat because we're more prone to getting high blood pressure. Heart disease is the number 1 killer in America after car accidents. And a lot of them heart conditions are from salty and sugary foods, and we got to do better. And it really does piss me off when people put like limitations on it. You can't say shit to these people because you're being body negative. You're not being body positive. Let me tell y'all something. I hate the stereotypes. Let me tell y'all something. You cannot be 5'5" and 300 pounds and fucking healthy. That's not how that works. Okay, that is not how that works. The only people that are pushing 300 pounds and some type of healthy are probably 6'2" and above. Okay, that's because they can wear it well. So if you are 5'8" and you're 300 pounds, you're probably not living a healthy lifestyle. You know, so it's like you have to not let society tell you you're comfortable where the fuck you're at because it's not okay. You know what I'm saying? You need to lose weight. You need to do it, and don't let society push you in a place where you're comfortable living unhealthy because that's exactly what it is. And it pisses me off because it's affecting more of my black and my brown people more than anything. We have to tell people, understand that there's a difference between being like obese and being body positive. Like, bro, if you're 15, 20 pounds overweight compared to the charts, then whatever, because those charts are bullshit. Let's get that out the way. Those height weight charts, they're absolutely bullshit because those charts will tell you that if you're 5'10" and that chart's telling me if I hit 175, then I'm overweight. I say, what? That chart is bullshit. So those medical charts, they're bullshit. Let's get that out there. You know if you need to lose weight or not. That's why we're not here to play stupid games with people. You know if you need to lose weight or not. If you walk up one flight of stairs and you fucking tired, then you might need to shed a few pounds to get your cardio in. Like, let's stop playing dumbass games and be real. But as far as society telling people that, oh, you're body shaming somebody. No, you're not body shaming anybody. You know what I'm saying? Because there's a way that you can tell people they need to do better without being a dick. And I will give you a perfect example. Everybody was all mad at people for talking shit about Lizzo, right? But it's like, bro, you want us to be body positive about Lizzo, but you talk shit about 50 Cent at the Super Bowl. And I'm just, 50 Cent has always been that size. He hasn't not been that size. Well, he's a little bigger, but like when 50 Cent did his In the Club video, the nigga was like 25. He's like 45 now, right? So, you know what I'm saying? It's like, bro, how are you telling us, right? How are you talking shit about Fofty, right? But like you won't let us say anything about Lizzo. Like, make that shit make sense. And even the people that advocate for big people, they lost weight. Because Monique was an advocate for big girls. But you see, she started losing weight. I don't give a fuck what you say. The girl from, what is it, the reality shows, like Tokyo, whatever, the one real big chick, you see, she done lost about 100 pounds now. So it's like all these people that are advocating for big people, they out here losing weight. You know what I'm saying? Oh, what was your boy? DJ Mustard. He done lost by 60, 70 pounds. You know what I'm saying? What was it? Lavelle Crawford. He was bigger than the motherfucker back in the day on BET. Guess what? He done lost weight. So we can sit here and advertise that we want to be body positive. But what we not saying is all those people that are like body positive, they on the back burner losing weight because all this shit started about Lizzo. But guess what? What we're not going to do is act like Lizzo ain't dropped by 20, 30 pounds. Because I done seen some of them progress pics, baby. She done dropped by 20, 30 pounds. So we need to stop letting society tell us, especially as us black and brown people, right, that we need to be body positive. Because fuck that. You need to be healthy. You want me to be body positive? You be healthy. Now I understand people have some weight-related issues because of health conditions and medical conditions, and I understand that. That's understandable, right? But there's always something you can be doing. Even if you can't physically exercise, you can make a conscious decision to do two things. Eat a little bit healthier and drink more water. That is straight up. You don't do anything else. Drink some fucking water. You get it right here? I ain't advertising because they ain't paying us, but drink some fucking water. Okay? You see that? That water. Drink some fucking water. Like I said, I ain't advertising the water because they ain't paying us, but drink some fucking water. And that's what I'm going to say about it. Tiffany, but you look like you got a lot to say.
I do and I don't. But one thing I do want to say, you mentioned about the salty foods. One of the best decisions me and my husband made was getting this seasoning called Tony Chachere's no salt. Because like you said, all the seasoning that we use, it all has salt in it. And if you're using this seasoning, this seasoning, this seasoning, you triple, quadruple using salt. Whereas now I cook with the no salt and the garlic powder and my pepper. That's it. And just by that little change, it made a big difference. That's number one. Number two, it's a difference between promoting confidence and promoting confidence has turned into people just being comfortable with themselves.
Say that one more time.
It's like, you know, I mean, like when you was in high school, you had people that talked about people that was big and things like that. And then when you grew up and if you were a big person and you would hear people talk about you, you would want to hear positive things. And so the positive things that people are saying about your confidence is good, but then what you gonna do about the unhealthy side of things? Yes, you're beautiful no matter what size you are and everything like that, but you could be beautiful dead. Period. You know? So I think that the promoting the confidence has gotten all the way to the left. And so this when we come with the body positive that we're trying to do, I think that the message has gotten lost through the years. And so if there was a way to promote more, still promote confidence, but promote, hey, yes, you're big, you're beautiful, but you can do better. You know, I think that things would change if it was promoted differently.
Well, that's a very good point, Lola.
Whew, that's a lot to unpack. The United States has the worst health in the entire globe. I don't even think in some third world countries where there's a lack of resources. Now, obviously, those that are lacking resources are probably a different dynamic, but I say that to say it's terrible how unhealthy we are, myself included. That's a journey that I'm currently on for sure. So yes, Amanda, we're gonna get it done. And these are things that we're not taught. And instead of us having a serious conversation and saying, you know what, I didn't know this, most of my life, and now I'm learning and I'm growing, and it has nothing to do with aesthetics and everything to do with health. It just so happens that that's a byproduct of it, is you are going to fit society's norms, if you will. We get defensive, and it's a difficult conversation to have. I understand, and it's easier for us to look ourselves in the mirror and in front of others and say, "I love me the way I am, and I love my roles, and I love." That's a lie, because if I called you fat, you wouldn't be mad. If somebody looked me dead in my face and said, "Look at you with your black hair," okay, why? Because it doesn't bother me. But if somebody called me chunky, I'm like, hold on now. Don't bitch, I know I'm chunky, you know what I mean? And that's just a natural reaction. So I think that it's dangerous. It's a dangerous game for us to really be around here acting as if being overweight is equivalent of loving yourself. You know what I mean? You should love yourself no matter what, like Tiffany said. And I do agree that being a heavier set girl doesn't mean that you're ugly. So when people be like, when I say, "Oh, I can't wait to lose this weight," "Wow, girl, you're pretty." I know I'm pretty, bitch. I said I need to lose weight. Those things they're not synonymous at all. So it is, and like you said, Jody, it's important for us in our community to make sure, because of a lot of history, we were inevitably, trained to use certain foods and certain things because that's all we had. You know what I mean? A lot of people don't even realize the reason why we use so much salt is because we used to get food that was rotting, and we had to really douse it in a lot of seasonings and stuff so that way we didn't taste it. So it's like people don't realize it's history, deep history, in a lot of our choices that have been passed down to us. So yes, I'm in full agreement. We've got to do better as a community, and as a society in general. Black, white, purple, green, it doesn't matter. We need to make sure that we take care of ourselves and our health, and losing weight is just a byproduct. You know what I mean? It's not the end goal for most people.
And it's not always about just losing weight. It's also about just being healthier and important. And I don't want anybody to get it misconstrued, because it's easy for people like me to talk about this subject because I'm skinny, right? But I also had to check myself, because I was, you know what I'm saying? I wasn't drinking water like I should be. I was probably drinking about 4 or 5 Gatorades a day, right? I felt like because I'm not drinking soda that I was okay. No, I'm drinking Gatorade. That's just as bad. That's 125 grams of sugar in every fucking Gatorade. So I'm packing down 600 grams of sugar in just my drink intake. You know what I'm saying? I'm not eating healthy. You know what I'm saying? So it's like as even as a skinny person, it's like I could be like body positivity, but it's like, but are you eating healthy? You know what I'm saying? Because genetics has my metabolism just rolling. Because like I don't know what it is. I can eat a snack. I eat before I leave the house. I eat breakfast. I eat a snack between lunch. I eat lunch. I eat a snack going home. I eat dinner. And somewhere down the line, I wake up at like 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, hungry as shit. Don't gain no weight. That doesn't mean I'm healthy. That just means my metabolism is on overdrive still, right? But if I'm not eating healthy, then it's like that can be a health problem for me because I did have a reality check when I did go to the doctor about a year ago, and he straight up was like, "Bruh, your blood pressure way too high for you to be way this young, and skinny as you is, your blood pressure way too high. You got to do better." So I had to check what I started eating. I had to check what I started drinking. That's why, you know, I try to keep the water on deck because it's like, man, like I do things like I go to the store, you know what I'm saying? I buy 1 8-pack of Gatorade and I buy 3 packs of water. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, all right, for every like 1 Gatorade you drink, you probably need to hit by two of these here for every 1 Gatorade you drink because you need to have way more water. And I switched over. Okay, let me be full closure. I tried to switch over to Gatorade Zero. And shit just didn't work out. I tried. I truly did. I made a valid effort, right? But I got like 3 of them in, and they were like, "Nah, fuck that. I can't do it." So I went back to the regular Gatorade, but I tried. So it's not just about people being over like the size, but it also about we as a society being healthy, because we as parents, you know what I'm saying, or people who have children, when you're not being healthy, that means your kids are not being healthy. You're teaching your kids bad eating habits. You know what I'm saying? It's you have to get into a point where your kids are rather ask for a fruit than a bag of chips. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying, you know what I'm saying, your kids can have chips because I'm gonna eat some chips. So I know my niece gonna have some chips, but it's like, let's try to promote a little bit healthier lifestyle to preserve our life, because we as the people of color, we are more prone to this shit than anybody else is. Just Miss Keisha.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I mean, I definitely understand that body positivity. I actually had lost 70 pounds myself. I had struggled for years to keep my weight off after having 2 kids. And I even did the vegan thing. That didn't work out. I'm gonna be honest. I mean, where I lived, I didn't have any good restaurants, things like that. I was actually going to restaurants, changing their menu around, like, hey, there you go. Now you got a vegan menu. You got something to put on the vegan side of the menu. But I definitely understand that. And sometimes, you know, I have high blood pressure, but I'm in shape. You know, my BMI is low. It's just sometimes you have other medical issues that cause your blood pressure to be high, because I'm on a low salt, like I've been on a low salt diet, you know. And what you said about the Gatorades, I love Gatorade Zero, but I go for the frost flavor one, because for me, you could get, like, if you can't stop, then what I used to do was get Gatorade and then put water in it. Like if I get it out, if I went anywhere, I'll take half of the bottle and put water in it, and it still tastes good to me because it's a lot of sugar in there. You know what I'm saying? It's just something that could help. But I definitely myself, I provide people with like nutritional like a 2-week meal plan or whatever. I meal prep, you know, and that's just for me because I got to keep the weight off. It's hard once you get the weight on. Sometimes it's hard to get it off and everything of that nature. But I definitely understand that. You know, I have friends now that, you know, they love themselves the way they are, and I'm like, hey, if you could look at yourself in the mirror and you love the way you look, then that's just all love. Like, you don't have to make no changes. I said, but if you see something and you go to the mirror and you're like, I don't like it, then you gotta look at yourself and say, what I need to do to change. And that's the process. So, you know, it's not gonna be weeks. It's gonna sometimes take months, take years. And those little bit of pounds, like people don't understand, like a pound of fat is a lot. So even if you only lost 1 pound in so long, that's a lot of fat to lose. You know what I mean? So, you know, I definitely understand. I do agree. Like, you know, I go to my grandma's house and, you know, sometimes she fry up some stuff and it's kind of too salty for me, but I could taste it. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely get the salt intake and come back on sugar. It's a process. You got to try at your own level what you can do, and just try little things to cut back slowly over time. And then eventually you'll just say, you know what, this is too sweet or this is too salty for me. So, Yeah, I definitely understand that, because I mean, losing that 70 pounds wasn't easy. It took me like 2.5 years just to do it because of the struggle and the way you feel and your emotions. And then, you got your friends who aren't, let's say you go out, you like, I'm not drinking. They like, what? We got to drink. So it's not like you get peer pressure. Your friends understand your process and then they get mad at you. So I definitely understand, you know what I mean?
But you also understood, like, I tell people all the time, right? Like when I go to the gym a lot, and a lot of people are like, oh, I want to go to the gym with you. I'm like, understand this. The first, and it's not my exact science, but just how I've kind of experienced. With dudes, losing weight is a lot easier for dudes. Because I'm just like, for my boys, you probably can cut out a good 30 pounds if you just start drinking water on the regular and working out. I've seen niggas literally lose 30 pounds by just, I stop drinking soda and I work out 5 days a week, and boom, drop 30 pounds. For females, it is a whole different story. So I try to tell any female that is on a journey of bettering herself and trying to shed any type of weight, it is not just a habit, it is a lifestyle change. You are going to have to change your lifestyle, and you're probably going to face some of the biggest demons you've ever fought in your life on this journey. Because when you start getting down to that like nitty gritty, like you probably lost that first 40, 50 pounds and was like, all right, I'm doing good. And then you started to realize these last 20, they're going to be a motherfucker. I think when you start getting down, that's when it's the hardest, because you gotta. It's discipline. It is a very lot of discipline, and it was even discipline with me. Like you said, do you know how hard it was to walk in the racetrack and walk past that golden, beautiful case of ice cold Gatorades and go down there and grab that Fiji? Well, that shit broke my heart at least several times, bro. My heart, right? But I was like, man, I got to, or. You know what I'm saying? Just when you eating and it's like man, I walk out the house and I'm sitting there with a bag of grapes and a banana and a water. And what I really want is to go to fucking Wawa and get that damn waffle sandwich and a fucking lemonade. That's what I really want. But I can't, because I'm trying to do better. And for me personally, it's not that I'm trying to lose weight. I'm just trying to make that healthy, conscious decisions. Now, I do give myself a small grace period. I know this weekend I'm a break. Ain't no shot in hell. Like, cause this weekend I went to Papa John's and I said, fuck it, I'm just gonna break. But it is a lot of discipline that goes into it. So Amanda, let's give Amanda a shout out right there, boy, because that shout out.
Yes. Amanda has done the same thing. She's lost all that weight. She's keeping it off. She's gonna help me lose my next 30. Shout out to her.
Let's make sure, give my girl Amanda a hand.
Yeah. And shout out to, it's Keisha, right? It's Keisha. And shout out to Keisha. That's big. Like, I'm so proud of y'all, and y'all really have motivated me, because I got to lose 30. And I'm like, if these ladies have taken those steps and, and gotten to their goal and continue pushing forward, I know I could do it. So thank y'all for sharing.
Right. And we on her neck too, because the moment she told us, hey, shout out.
Yeah.
Look at you, girl.
Yes, I love it.
That's what I'm talking about. Hey, and we on her neck too, because every single time she be like, all right, I'm trying to lose this 30. Every time she get on her eating, we be like, what's that? What's that? You know what I'm saying? Because a couple weeks ago, she was eating some cookie dough. We was like, is that keto cookie dough you got there, ma'am? We on her head about it. But yeah, it does take a good support system.
Hey, can I interject?
I'm gonna say something.
Another thing that is key is education, because a lot of times when trying to get healthy or losing weight, you are stuck with what you were taught growing up. Mm-hmm. Oh, that's too much sugar. That's too much this. That's too much that. There's a reason why there's servings on the back of your products and stuff like that. Like some of the things that we think that we have to eliminate, we don't necessarily have to eliminate. We just need to watch what we're doing. And so, I mean, here recently, we've had a big life change, me and my husband. My husband is diabetic. I'm diabetic. He controls his better. He's more into his diabetics and everything. Like, he has to have a surgery and stuff like that. And that woke us all the way up. but we went through this diabetic class, and you learn that it's not about it's about what you're eating, but it's not about what you're eating. It's about how much you're eating and everything like that. Like, you don't have to necessarily give up everything that you like. You need to just watch what you're eating. Like, you don't need a whole thing of Chips Ahoy cookies. You don't need all that. It's
the serving size be
serving
fucking
2 or 3
3
cookies, and that's it. Like, you can still have what you want. You just gotta just do what you need to do. So it goes down to knowledge, and it goes down to discipline at the same time. And really, honestly, we just have to be retaught, because we've been taught the way that we did. So that's
Can I
another
say
thing.
something? Let me touch on this. Yeah, I'm sorry I was away a little bit.
Before we
So-
go, we gotta let Miss Keisha go. She gotta be a responsible adult and go to work.
Thank y'all for having me on. And I just want to say one thing too. I've seen personal trainers tell people, you either have a cookie or an apple. Let me be honest with you. If you gotta get up at 7:00 in the morning, you can have that cookie for breakfast, because you're gonna work that off all day. I'm that kind of person that lets you know for real. I'm not gonna tell you to cut it off completely. You know what I mean? It takes time in the process, but just do it the right way. But thank you guys for having me, and it was nice meeting everybody. Have a good night, y'all.
We'll holler at you later. Stopping by. So, Miss Bree.
Yeah, y'all. I'm sorry. I'm finally back at home and situated. So I was kind of forced into living like a healthy life. So I struggled with body positivity all my life. I was diagnosed with something called gastroparesis, right? Where I can't eat fried food, can't eat nothing spicy or anything like that. And it made me really sick. I got so sick, I dropped down to 112. 26 years old, looking like, well, I'm 27 now, but around this time I was 25, 26, looking like I was like 16 years old. So I had to learn how to eat healthy. I had to learn how to literally change my whole entire lifestyle in order so I can survive. So I made, instead of like beef, I eat a lot of deer meat. You got deer tacos, deer spaghetti, because it don't hold a lot of fat. You got bass, occasionally do catfish, but mostly bass and stuff like that. And I had to really change my whole entire life around because of that. And once you don't really realize it, that the stuff that you eat can really harm you until it starts actually harming your body. When you can't even hold down a meal, you can't hold down water, it gets to that point where it's like, okay, what I'm willing to do, what I'm willing to change, and how can I change it? So I had to literally change my whole life around in order to live healthy. I'm doing better now. I got my weight back up. So I still look like I'm about 16, 27 years old, but it helps. And getting to know your body and learning and studying the things about your body helps you in that process, because you're the one living it. But I still occasionally eat my steak. It takes a minute to digest. But I still get my steak. I still love a good hot wing. But but I have to do it in thing. But it also, the body positivity is like growing up, you had I hate going on Fashion Nova to look at clothes, because I don't look like that. I can't feel it, because that's not how my body is. So it makes me very subconscious, like, to even look at that or go on the websites and try to find a pair of jeans. My ass ain't that fat. My thighs ain't wide. I ain't got no boobs. Like, that stuff bothers me. And it first, it was growing up, it was you was too big. Then you too small. Now you don't know what the fuck you are. And it gets kind of heavy in the mind, because when you're trying to find that outfit and stuff, and you just can't really fit grown up clothes, but you can still fit preteen. Like, it gets very, very
it's a very
frustrating.
Yeah. Well, when I went to the doctor, he told me this. He was like, "Hey, bro," He's like, what meat do you like? I like steak. I like porterhouses. He goes, when they got a lot of fat, right? And I'm pretty sure you eat the whole thing. I was like, yeah, I do. He was like, so here's the thing. Your blood pressure a little high. So either you're going to have to give up the porterhouse or start going to the gym. On my way home, I stopped by Crunch Gym and got a fucking platinum membership because wasn't no way in hell I was going to give up the porterhouse steaks. So I'd rather just go to the gym. I was in that motherfucker 5-6 days a week. Close us out so we can hit this last subject.
Well, you know me, man. It's like this for me, man. I'm happy to see people confident in their own skin, loving themselves, and everything like that. I applaud that. Now, when you want to lose weight and stuff like that, I always ask why. You know, did the doctor tell you was unhealthy, or is this just something you want to do? You know, people say, you know, it's something I want to do. I respect that. You know, but you got to learn and know your family history, because a lot of this stuff that's happening is genetics. That's something we can't do anything about. That's genetics. You can go to the doctor. We can come up with a plan to try to, you know, combat our genetics, you know, to make us, you know, what it can do. Because I'm a diabetic. When I first was diagnosed, I was like, man, maybe I should have ate differently or something. Doctor said, there was nothing you can do. That's your genetics. Because I'm very active. Football, track, wrestling. I burned weight like it wasn't nothing. But then all of a sudden, started putting on weight. Like, what's going on here? You know, I eat right. Why? My genetics. I come to find out on my dad's side of the family, these things that's happening to me was happening over there. It's like, oh, okay, now I get it. Now that I know, now I can have a better plan, you know, for myself. And, you know, and I look at my kids, and I'm looking at them. My two boys are rail thin, but they got muscle definition and everything. They don't work out. That's just our genetic makeup. Whereas my daughter, she's a little bit curvier at 12, you know, and I'm looking at her, I'm like, oh, she built like my auntie, and I can see, you know, the genetics, how it's playing out in them. Like when she get older, she's going to thin out a little bit more because she's tall. She's started getting tall. But she's going to be, because of her bone structure and density, she's going to have a little bit of weight to her. She ain't going to be obese. It's just the way she's shaped and built. You know, so for all the women out there, let me tell you something, man. Love yourself. Men too, love yourself. You know, Uncle Pudge, he the big game hunter. God put women on this earth, but he put the big woman on here for me. You know, shit. I'll tell you like that in a minute. God said, let that be big women, and here you go, Telly. Enjoy. You know, I love me a big girl. Don't come your stick ass around me. You're size 4, you hit the door. I'm going to take your ass to a buffet. You need 7 plates. Come on.
Oh, God.
I mean, like, is you healthy? Because I seen some big, I seen some big people, and they was healthy as hell. Like their cholesterol in check. Everything was straight. They just, you know, they just big. That's because you're big don't mean you're unhealthy. You know, but like I said, if you want to make a personal choice to lose weight, I support you. You ain't got to. If you know the doctor tell you, hey, lose some weight, you got to make that change, you know, because I want all my people to be walking around until 95 or something. You don't want to be checking out early. Shit. Hey, you got to give up the fried foods, give it up. You know, eat fish, baked chicken, you know, baked salmon, broccoli, whatever. Make that change. Stick around for your family. Do it for your kids. You know, right, but if you don't have to, shit, don't do it. Stay your plump self. Trust me. You're looking good.
I think that at the end of the day, we're not trying to tell anybody or make anybody feel bad about their body size. We want you to be healthy because Telly is 100% right. You don't have to be thin to be healthy. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to be thin to be healthy, but you can be, you know, your size and eat healthy and make healthier decisions. But like I said, you cannot be 5'2" and be pushing 320 thinking about I'm big and I'm healthy. That's where we have to draw the line. Because people on my 600-pound life, they listen. That's bad habits. Those are lifestyle choices, and those are bad habits.
Oh yeah,
Okay?
they just eat because it's raining outside. I'm like, hold on.
Honey, we ain't gonna talk
Put
about
that
it.
down, man.
We're gonna hop into our last subject of the night, and this ought to be a good one, right? If Miss Tiffany is ready, because I talked to her about it last night. I'm gonna let her go first. Christians held to a higher standard in everyday life than other people. Before we start, let me give you an example. There was a Christian rap group, and one of the rappers got kicked out of the group because he got caught sending wee-wee pic to a female fan. If this was a regular rap group, oh, nigga, you got caught with your dick out, got to do better. Wouldn't even make the fucking, wouldn't even care. But it was a Christian rap group, they kicked homeboy out the group. So that question is smart. Are Christians held to a higher standard in life than other people? And since Miss Tiffany is a pastor kid, you gonna let her go first.
Yeah, like he said, I grew up a preacher's kid, and my husband is a preacher. He wasn't trying to be no preacher, but and I wasn't trying to be no preacher's wife either. But yes, Christians are definitely held to a higher standard than regular people, I guess you could say. I don't know. For example, growing up as a preacher's kid, I got pregnant before I graduated high school, and of course before I got married. And people automatically, look at me like, what was you doing? I was being human just like you being human. You out there doing what you're doing, I was out there doing what I was doing too. But just because I'm a preacher's kid, you automatically look at me like I was supposed to be up on a pedestal. First of all, my dad, he took on being a preacher. My grandma, she took on being a preacher. So down the line, I ain't saying nothing about being a preacher. So why y'all looking at me crazy? You know what I mean?
Because you're a product of a preacher's home. So like the
right. But within a preacher's home, they got their stuff they got to deal with too. Because a person is a human first before they're the preacher. We put the preachers on the pedestal as if they're God, and they're not.
Whoa.
It sucks.
Listen, I'm gonna be the first one to tell you right here, right now, to this day. Hell yes, I hold Christians in a higher standard. What? Don't tell me you go to church on every Sunday. You pay your tithes and offering. All right, because I'm holding you to a higher standard. I'm like, hey, Mr. Godly Christian man, I know you ain't late for work. That ain't God's work. Why you late for work? When I see people with them, hey, Lola, you seeing with them Bayside stickers on their car? When I see them with them Bayside stickers on their car, I know damn well Bayside ain't just run that red light. Ooh.
Yes, sir. I get them every time.
Hey, I know you ain't rolling through the school zone doing 24 and that speed limit 20. No hell. Y'all here sinning against the kiddos. I ain't finna have that. Nah, bro.
Look, my husband just came in the room to stick his head in on this subject.
Hey, telling them we holding them to the highest standard. I don't want, if I know you are a bona fide Christian, I don't want you doing nothing wrong. Because I'm like, because you at that point, right? That's not the laws of the land. So you gotta be right. So don't be out here doing nothing wrong. And don't be like, hey, bro, you gotta come to church. Like, you out here doing wrong. Don't do that. What's up, preacher man?
How you doing?
What's going on, my brother? How you doing this evening?
Man, it's going good. I'm doing good.
Yeah, so we had a question, right? We asked are Christians held to a higher standard than other people in everyday life?
Man, absolutely. I can give you a scenario that unfolded probably about 2 weeks ago on a video game that I'm playing. We're going to war on this game with this other guy, and they started bickering and arguing. And the first thing the guy said was, "I thought you were a Christian. You're supposed to be a Christian." Like we not entitled to get mad, you know? Like you can't have emotions if you're a Christian. You can't get pissed off and stuff, you know? So absolutely, from like the top to the bottom, the largest things to the most minuscule, we're held at a higher standard. If you're a Christian, you have to be 100% all the time in people's eyes. There is no remorse. There's no, what am I trying to say? There's no room for mistake. No leeway for a Christian in most people's eyes.
I mean, you 100% right, and I think I'm one of those people that kind of I ain't gonna lie, I heckle my Christian friends all the time. They know I love them, but I give them a hard time all the time, right? I'm like, hey, I know you ain't using that language, and you just left church. Like I know, no, you're not. Like you just left church. Like I know you ain't just send me a sermon, and then you on Facebook cutting up. Like don't you do that?
Yeah. Yeah, but here's the thing though. Here's the thing. If I can, so the only perfect being to ever grace the planet, if you're a believer, was Jesus Christ. Okay, we're all very human, right? And the strive for perfection should be just that. You're striving for that, but you may never see perfection. And like you said, they just left church and they cussing or whatever. I mean, that's a vice. That should be something that they're working towards. And as long as they are, then that's forgiven. But you know, like I know you ain't on Facebook cutting up. You gonna catch that every time, man. You gonna catch that every time. But I'll even go back and give you an example of Jesus. Like he went into church and started flipping tables, and he was up in there about to beat some folks up for disrespecting God's house. Like, I mean, even the greatest that walked the planet snapped on folks, you know. He got out of pocket in that one instance.
The question, right? As a pastor, I got a question, right? Can you?
I'm not a pastor.
Oh, not a pastor?
Not a pastor, not on that level. I'm definitely a preacher, but not a pastor.
Okay.
But
as a preacher, right?
Yeah.
You know more about the good book than I do. Can you respectfully put your hands on somebody as a preacher? Like if you had to put hands on somebody, can you put hands on somebody as a preacher?
So I'm gonna tell you this. You can't be so heavenly minded that you're no earthly good. Okay. I'm gonna say if you and I were face to face and you put your hands on me, God ain't gonna step in and stop me from throwing hands with you.
Okay.
Afterwards, I'll fall down and pray and ask God, you know, God forgive me, I stepped out of line. Or in that situation, depending on what it is, you might not even push me to that point. But if a Christian get mad enough and they step out of line, that's why God gives you grace. He gives you grace for those times that you be human. He does not expect you to just be 100% all the time. It's kind of like with my diabetes. I'm a diabetic as well. They teach you in a nutrition class that I take that you live an 80-20 lifestyle. 80% of the time, you're doing the very best that you can, but 20% of the time, Thanksgiving, you can have dressing and some macaroni and cheese and some, because it's only 20% of the time. But then you don't let that 20% be the whole total of your life. 80% on the good, 20% you can let it slip sometimes.
All right, so I'm gonna hold them to that. I'm gonna give you 80-20 grace. So I'm gonna give you 80% grace. But once you pass that 80% grace, I'm pulling you back into this 20%. Like, you at 82, pull it back to.
Pull it back, yeah. Yeah. And look, everybody not gonna see the same way. Because my mama, my uncles, my aunts, you know, they old school Christian. And what I mean by that is it's like it was a different world, not a different set of rules, because God is the same all the time. But it was a different world that they were living in. They were living through different things, and they saw the world through different eyes. The same way that my 15-year-old sees the world through different eyes from me, and I can't understand it. You know what I'm saying? So when they got their religion and they were studying, they didn't get an understanding that we would get today because our minds are more advanced. Does that make sense? Like it even says that the generations will get weaker but stronger. You know what I mean?
It's a different time. All right, cool. Hey, one more question and I'm gonna let you go. So
Okay.
my homegirl says, right, she ran a red light, right, but she didn't do it on purpose.
Okay.
Do I cut her some slack in that 80-20 area? I cut her some slack.
Yeah, man.
Cut her some slack.
You give her some slack, man.
All right.
It wasn't intentional, man.
It wasn't hey, all right. Hey, you hear that, man? I'm gonna cut. Preacher say cut. Preacher man say cut you some
Cut you
slack.
some slack. Now even if it was intentional, see, this is the thing. Like we are humans are worse than God Himself. God gives us grace where we don't cut no slack. Where we don't cut slack, He cuts slack. So even if she was intentionally running the light, God will forgive her. You know, I ain't gonna hold you to it. You run the light? Yeah, I ain't. Okay, just do better.
Okay, I appreciate. I'm gonna put that up now. I'm be like, hey, 80-20.
80-20.
Hey, 80-20.
That's it.
Anything more than that, I'm gonna have to get on your head.
Right. 80.5, you can get them.
80.5. Hey, so as soon as you hit that 80.2, I'm putting you back.
That's it.
Hey, well, hey, I sure enough appreciate you coming to hang out, man.
Hey, I appreciate you having me, man.
All right, man. You take it easy.
Hey, you too. Yeah.
Hey, Miss Lolita, what about you? Do you feel like Christians are held to a higher standard than the rest of the people?
Yeah, as they should. You know, when you are following in faith, you know, you should hold yourself to those same standards. So yeah, I definitely think so. Yeah, and I'll leave it at that. I'll leave it at that. But yes.
So you think that hey, I like that answer. I don't know if Miss Bree might have went somewhere. I know you got a story. I know you got a story.
A story? I am the story. You know, we talking Christians, and we got to realize that Christianity is an umbrella. It is not the faith. You're Baptist, you're a Christian. You're Catholic, you're a Christian. Presbyterian, you're a Christian. So as whatever you follow, the reason why Christians are held to a higher standard is because we are supposed to be the leaders. You know, we're supposed to set the example, you know, for people to follow. You follow my example, you might end up in hell. I'm just putting it out there because, you know, God, I know God, you know, look at me, be shaking his head like, man, what did I create? What did I unleash on that earth, boy? That kid of mine's down there, fool. I know he is, man. And I mean, I'm like, you made me too, so hey, we stuck.
I'm telling you right now. Hey, when we get to them gates, and what was my brother Abraham start looking at us, he gonna have by the time we get to the gates, Abraham gonna have a freaking tablet. He gonna be pulling up. And let me tell you, so what was this on this day on this podcast right here? Bro, holla at me on this right here. What was this? What was this now?
Hey man, y'all made me who I am. You got to deal with it. You just got to forgive me because I was having fun. You installed all these characteristics in me. Hey, what I'm supposed to do with it?
Hey, first thing I want, hey, bro, that's that 80-20. That's 20% of it right there. That's only 20%. That's that 80-20 right there. You can't don't knock me for that, bro. Don't knock me for that.
I try to lead a good life and be a good example. You know,
right.
I'll be forgiven. You know, I turn the other cheek. But that question when you said about somebody putting their hands on you, I don't know, man. God bless me with these, and he want me to use them. So I told him, that's what I tell you. These hands rated E for everyone. You know, like, come on, man. You put your hands on me. Hey, you told me, hey, God, you bless me with the skills of fighting. I'm just doing your work. I'm going to put hands back on you. I'm going to use the tools you equip me with. So, but, you know, I talk to my kids even. You know, try to be a good example, you know, even for the people around me. Even, you know, I asked them where they at with their faith. You know, what do you believe in? You know, like, I'm not overbearing about it. I have a conversation. You know, where you at with your faith? Why you think like that? Why you feel like that? You know, I can impart some wisdom on them. I do. You know, all the time, because I love God and I know He loves me. You know, so hey, I try to make Him proud. Try to make Him proud, but I know I disappoint Him sometimes. A lot of times, you know, He forgives me, and we keep on going around and around and around and around. So I know I'm good with Him, and He good with me, because I'm not malicious. You know, I think what people get it, I don't know, people get it twisted that when you're a Christian, so you gotta, you know, you gotta be playing church music in your house, you know, and you gotta play it in your car. You gotta dress a certain way. You gotta walk a certain way, talk a certain way. Oh man, you make it seem like it's all uptight and stuffy. You know, I got Bruno Mars bumping in here. You know, like, hey, Kurt Franklin every once in a while, because I like some gospel singers and stuff like that. I listen to church music sometimes. I go to church, you know, every once in a while. I don't feel, see, I'm different. I don't feel I have to go to a building, you know, to praise God. I praise Him every day. When I wake up, when I lay down, you know what I'm saying? When I'm going to the store, and I make it back home. Thank you. You know, like, man, I could not have made it. I tell my brother.
You doing more than some church folks doing.
I know, man, because my mama raised me like that. You know, when I say we went to church all the time, that woman drove us to church all the time. I'll be sitting there like, man, can we go home? I don't want to be here all day.
Hey,
man.
Church is anywhere you talking about the Lord. From what I've known, my understanding, as long as you could talk, having conversations about the Lord work, that church can be anywhere. You can have church.
You are the church.
There you go.
There's you are the church.
That's it. Right with you. Right, you carry the Spirit with you. You know, you shining through. God will shine through you. You take it with you, man.
You know what?
I'm like, man,
you right. Hey, Teller, you were 100% right, because I talk to God every single day before I go to work.
As you should, because you need Him.
I'd be like, Lord, please don't let these people piss me off today. I feel like this. I feel like my prayer is for strength, right? God, give me strength and forgiveness, right? So I think what it is, I'm contradicting myself, like, because don't let me piss me off and give me strength and forgiveness. I think God's sending me those people to piss me off so I don't get mad, but I keep thinking it's like we keep going around in the damn circle. Like, God send me strength, and then He send me some stupid ass person at work, and I'd be like, geez, I'm like, come on, bro, that's not what I meant. That's not what I meant at all. I be trying. Miss Bree, we're gonna let you end us out tonight. Do you think the Christian folks are held to a higher standard than them sinners?
Definitely.
Hey, them 70%ers out there. That's what I'm gonna start calling them. Do some 70%ers. You think they held to them 80 Christians are held to a higher standard than the 70%ers?
Oh yes, because I was one of them. Well, still is, but yeah. Just like y'all went to church every single day, every single Wednesday, every single Saturday, church on Sunday, went to vacation Bible school, went to every revival, went to every cookout, every hallelujah night. It was literally, and we was held. I wasn't a PK, but my dad was like over the usher board when he did attend church. But over the years, like I was telling, like, it's so funny how my life is, because my mom is like a full-blown Christian now, and my dad is what you would kind of consider like atheist. But so you have two different types of beliefs that in my life that. So, but growing up, when my dad was involved in the church, he was over the usher board, and it was like we was held a certain type of way, and those people viewed you and you had to be perfect. You had to be. You couldn't make mistakes. There was no time in you repent. You gotta go repent. You gotta like y'all. But also, I really love the fact that y'all said that church, like Tiffany said, church is literally within you me and my husband just started going back to church, and I took a break from church for a long time. Actually. Like it was going on like 4 years. I did not attend a church when I moved up here to Memphis, and I just kept saying I couldn't find. It's like you couldn't find because church now is so different. It's so different. It don't feel the same. Well, at least in my life, it doesn't feel the same. I come from a non-denominational church, so anything, if the Holy Spirit compels you, let it flow. That will be literally the church service. And I feel like now everything is just so tit for tat and competition. And so
you gotta be on a certain time.
Popularity contest.
Yep. You gotta it's everybody want to be so modern but don't want to be modern. Like everybody want to be the cool youth pastor, the cool pastor. You want to be cool, but you're not really you really ain't doing what you need to do. You ain't really like teaching these folks like what God's love is about. How you supposed to love each other, like how you supposed to respect each other no matter what that person's life is about. You supposed to love them regardless. You don't get that now. So, but yeah, we are held very much so on a very high platform.
Listen,
and
I'm a piggyback on what you just said. I'm a firm believer that all these hip, cool pastors, especially, I seen this one dude, right? And I'm looking at his sermon, and he got a lot of people in his congregation. And I'm like, boy, why you sitting up there with this extra tight ass shoe on? Like, well, why every sermon you start off the sermon with a jacket, but then you in that sermon with no jacket, and then say maybe it's just me. You trying to show the congregation how you look without that jacket on. You looking a little Jimmy there, bruh. You look a little overly handsome to be a pastor. It's where you fucking the congregation for sure.
Oh my god,
for sure.
Oh my
and mama, like, you definitely smashing half of that congregation for sure.
I believe
my guy.
Yep.
I believe it. But listen, that's the end of our show. I appreciate my ladies for coming and hang out with us tonight. Miss Tiffany, Miss Bree, Miss Lolita, and your favorite uncle, Uncle Pudge. And it's your favorite cousin, your cousin Jody, right? And yes, we're gonna end the show and me accusing these pastors of smashing their congregation. Yes, we are. So
hey, it's real. It's real out here. That's what they doing.
Yeah.
Hey, that's on game. That when she said bring her to Jesus, she didn't mean
really that's what we doing.
Sorry.
That's the whole other show.
The voice of reason right there. So listen, come back Saturday morning at 9 a.m. to check out the rest of the family. You said what?
9 Eastern, 8 Central.
Yeah, 9 Eastern, 8 Central. Come check us out Saturday morning for the rest of the family talk. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, look out for our girl Cree's book. You know what I'm saying? All things new. Check her out on her new book. And we will see y'all next Tuesday with some more bomb ass topics. We out. We'll see y'all next week.
See y'all next week.
Good night.